Let's go. Did we subtract 2 from both sides? What do we get on the right when we subtract 2 from negative 3? Thank you. Negative 5. Does our inequality change at all? No, so it's still y is greater than or equal to negative 5. We Gucci? Okay, I accidentally put a 0 there. Did you need to have a 0? No, cross it out and put what? Negative 5. What goes to the right of negative 5? Negative 4. What goes to the left of negative 5? Negative 6. Colin, open or close dot?
Close.
Why?
Because you have the line under it.
Good. And Casey, which direction are we going to shade?
Left.
Why?
No, right.
Why?
Because the arrow is facing to the right.
Good. If there was an imaginary arrow in here, the arrow would be facing to the right. How many people got it right? If you got it wrong, did you learn from your mistake? Excelente. The pink one. Ha! Tried to trick you. Tried to trick you. Who didn't I trick? Raise your hand. Who thinks they got it? McCarvin, what'd you get?
I got x is less than 7.
Good. Walk me through it.
Okay, so I added 3 to both sides
Why are you adding 3?
because the equation is negative 3 plus x, not just 3 plus x. So
Good.
it's 3, and I got x is less than 7.
Good. Did you graph it?
I was in the middle of it, but I have it.
Okay, someone else. Who graphed it already? Natalie.
It's an open circle on the side. Oh, we first did 7.
Yeah.
And then on the right side you do 8, and on the left side you do 6.
Good. How many numbers does Mr. Yurko need?
3.
Every time?
Yes.
Yes. If you put 5, are you okay? If you put 2, are you okay?
No.
If you put 1, are you Gucci? No. Okay, keep going.
And now you put the arrow going to the left
Why?
because it says less than 7.
Good. Very good. Less than 7. If there was an arrow, it'd be pointing to the left. Yikes. Questions? Okay. All about multiplication and division. What kind of numbers? Okay. Are we dealing? What's going on? Hold on. We're back. Okay. So by positive numbers. This lesson is broken up into 2 parts. Dividing and multiplying by positives and dividing and multiplying by negatives. They're different. Okay? The first examples, we're going to be dividing by what kind of numbers? Positive. And we're going to be multiplying by what kind of numbers?
Positive.
That process is different than negative. You have to be able to separate your brain into 2 different processes. So we're going to see the positive examples first, and then we're going to see the negatives. Alec, what's up? So, go down. We're going to treat this just like any regular equation or inequality. How would you guys isolate x here? Actually, first, before we do that, what do we need to make sure? Variables on the left. Is the variable on the left? Yes. So McCarvin, what would you do to isolate x?
Times both sides by 8.
Do we agree with McCarvin?
Yes.
Excellent. We multiply by 8. Why are you multiplying by 8? Someone else tell me, why did McCarvin pick multiplication? Yeah, Natalie.
Because it's already division, fraction division.
Good. What's the inverse of division? Multiplication. So when we multiply by 8, what happens on the left, guys? The 8s, they cancel, right? David, what do I have on the left? Just x. We Gucci? Greater than. Our symbol does not change when we multiply and divide by a positive number, okay? What's negative 5 times 8? Negative 40. Any questions so far? Do you see how this works? Everything stayed the same? Okay. What am I missing though? Does it say to graph? Sure does. Read the instructions, people. I put a graph, guys. I accidentally put 0 on all of them. You can either white out the 0 and change it. What should go in the middle though? A negative 40. What goes to the right of negative 40? Negative 39. And what goes to the left of negative 40? Negative 41. What goes on the negative 40? Open circle. Why? Because what? It doesn't have the line underneath. Do you see the symbol that's being used? And which way do we shade? To the right, to the right, to the right, to the right. Okay. Do you guys, on your quiz, are you going to be able to use different colors? on your quiz. I always have your quizzes on paper, right? So you're gonna have to make this very, very obvious that you're shading in which direction? To the right. Don't have me guess which side you're shading. I know some students like to do this. I'm fine with that, okay? If you wanna shade by just drawing an extra arrow above your number line, I'm cool with that, okay? But make it obvious which side you're shading, okay? If you wanna bring a highlighter to highlight, or if you shade like that, you may bring a highlighter on Friday, which is our quiz day, yes?
Is it fun if we just do this?
Yeah, that's fine, okay? But make it attach to here like I did, okay? All right, B. B has an extra step. Who sees it? Caitlin? Thank you. Why do we need to move the 3x over? Variable has to be on the left, so we just flip our inequality. Do you guys agree? If I flip my inequality, what else do I need to flip? The sign. So it's got to be 3x, what symbol? Less than or equal to, and then negative 24 over here. Yes? What do I divide by?
3.
What do I divide by?
3.
Positive or negative 3? Okay, if we're dividing by a positive 3, does anything change?
No.
No. So we get x is less than or equal to negative 6? 8. What am I missing? The graph. So draw a number line, or actually I already gave you one. Hashtag you're welcome. Put what in the middle? Negative 8. What goes to the right? Thank you. And to the left? Negative 6, right? No, negative 9. What do we put on the negative 8?
Closed circle.
Closed circle. Why is it closed, Mia? Thank you. That symbol will tell you everything. And which way do we shade, peeps? To the left, to the left, to the left, to the left. I'm gonna see people dancing on their on their quiz on Friday. Are we Gucci? Questions? Okay, C and D on your own, go. Okay, the answer to C is on the board. If you're working on D, just go back, make sure you got it right, and ask the people around you if they got it right as well. Go. If everyone around you got it right, you can move on. Otherwise, help them out. Okay. What's the first thing we should have noticed about D? Natalie? Good. The variable's on the right. So what do we do with the variable that's on the right? You flip them. Yes, you can go. Make sure to change your inequality sign too. So we're going to have, what's my new inequality? Someone go. David.
1 over 5.
Mm-hmm.
W is less than or equal to 32.
What?
6.4.
Negative 6.4. You're jumping the gun here. Okay? Do we all get that? Do we see why we flipped it? Because the variable is on the right. Who knows what to do next? This is the part that I see a lot of us struggling with. Who knows what to do next? Yeah. Why? It's division, okay? 1 over 5, what's the reciprocal of 1 over 5? 5 over 1. So multiplying by 5, look what's going to happen. Are these 5s going to cancel? Yes. You multiply negative 6.4 by 5. Let's do that multiplication over here. We get 6.4 times 5. We're going to get 20, bring up the 2. 6 times 5 is 30, add 2. So we get 320. No. Why not, Colin?
Forgot to put the decimal point.
Good. Why am I moving my decimal point over 1 unit? Because there's one number to the right of the decimal. Do you guys see that? However many numbers are to the right of your decimal, that's how many you move them. And what in multiplication? Do you guys agree? Addition and subtraction, that's where you just line up your decimal and it gets carried down. The rules of multiplication and division are different. Yes?
Is there a negative sign?
Yes, we do have a negative sign. So it is actually a negative 32. So we have W is less than or equal to negative 32. You can put 0.0, you cannot put 0.0. But when we graph it, negative 32 goes in the middle. What goes to the right? 31. And what goes to the left? Negative 33. Closed or open circle? And what do I do after that?
Shade it to the left.
How do you know to the left?
Because the arrow's pointing to the left.
The arrow's pointing to the left. Gucci? All right. Guess what comes next?
Negative.
In your notes to this example, to D. Mia says there's a negative here though, but why didn't we flip the sign? Emma?
Because we weren't multiplying by a negative.
All we care about is the sign of the number that we're multiplying by. Did we multiply by a positive 5 or a negative 5? Positive. So even though this is negative 6.4 here, we multiplied by a positive number. Great question, Mia. Yes?
Can we go to the
Sure. Good. We did division.
negatives.
Negative numbers. Okay. Write this down. When you multiply or divide by a negative number, this is what you need to write down. Your inequality. Does anyone know what happens? Austin? Very good. It flips. I should actually be more specific. Your inequality symbol. Your inequality symbol flips. Yeah. Wait. I thought someone else was. Okay. If it was a less than symbol, what do you think a less than symbol changes into when you divide or multiply by a negative? Greater than. Okay. If it was a less than or equal to symbol, what does it change into? Greater than or equal to. If it was greater than, what would it change into? Less than. If it was greater than or equal to, what is it going to change into? Less than or equal to. And this is when we are multiplying or dividing by what kind of numbers? Negative numbers. Okay? So positives, did anything change when we multiplied or divided by a positive? No. We have to be very specific and very careful in our work. Anytime we multiply or divide by a negative, it must flip the inequality. Okay, here we go. I started us off with a little challenge, okay? What happens here? You got to flip it. Why do I need to flip it, AJ? Is the variable allowed to be on the right? No. So rewrite it. What's my new inequality? Andrea? Guys, what else did Andrea flip other than the numbers and the letters? The sign. Do we all see that? Okay. Who can tell me what I need to do to isolate y here? To isolate y. Caitlin? Multiply by -3. Everyone repeat with me. Caitlin multiplied by? Caitlin multiplied by? You're saying negative, right? As soon as you say a negative number multiplied by -3, before you do anything else, change this guy. So it's no longer going to be greater than. It's going to be less than. You're going to do this before you do anything else. Are we clear? So we flip that. What happens to the -3s on the left? They cancel, and we get y is less than -6. Guys, if you don't flip that inequality, you're going to end up shading the wrong side. You're going to get less than half points on this problem, okay? You have to remember that we multiplied by a negative. Please highlight the negative numbers that you multiplied by. And highlight the fact that you switched the inequality. Do we see that? Anytime you multiply or divide by a negative, you flip it. Are we done with this question? We got to graph it. Draw a number line. What number goes in the middle? What number goes to the right? What number goes to the left? Open or closed? And what do we do next?
Straight to the left.
Mia.
What's the difference between like why would you need to change the inequality symbol in this occasion when there's a negative sign here too?
Guys, Mia brings up a very good question. Please go. You're going to miss the best part though. Okay. B. First thing I look for. Is it on the left? Are we happy? We're so happy. Mr. Yurko threw us a bone, okay? What do I do after this? David. By? Let's go. Wait, did David just say a negative number? Okay. Thank you. Flip it. As soon as you write this down, flip it. So it's going to be what kind of symbol?
Y is greater than or equal to -1.
Positive 5. Why is it a positive here, guys? Negative divided by a negative gives me positive. What do I do next? Number line. What goes in the middle? What goes to the right of 5? And what goes to the left? Which way do I shade? And what is it? What is it missing? Needs a closed circle. Not too bad? Okay, you have 3 problems on the next page that are highlighted. Do all 3 of them. Go.